This is a 1985 Honda MTX125 RWD. Continuing quest to make some space. I bought this for my son to start trail riding with me in 2009, 10 years ago, when he was 17. It's been used for trail riding ever since then, light use between him and me. I think when it was bought it had about 20,000 miles on, and it hasn't got that much more now, about 23,000 I think. Much improved in the 10 years that I've owned it, but as you see, unrestored, and probably it's fair to say uncleaned as well. But I'm more into maintenance than polishing. So obviously these 17ers get quite a hard life, and I've done a lot to this to bring it back into good, reliable condition since I've had it. I put a new bottom end in on the engine because I was unhappy with the state of the big end bearing. Seemed the easiest thing to get a new bottom end, and then put a reboard barrel new piston on top of that. Did some work on the gearbox while I was at it, because there's a weakness in the second gear. If you've got big boots, you'll find quite a few of them have that fault. This one's been fixed. 10 years ago, the spares, new old stock spares, were more available, and I got a lot of stuff from David Silver Spares, including the forks, the complete forks, which are built by Showa actually. It's quite a sophisticated little bike with air forks and a balanced engine. Anyway, none of that's probably of huge interest to a 17-year-old, but it is a reliable bike, hopefully, although no guarantees, built in 1985, if you're looking for a trail bike or a first bike for your 17er. Why did I get the Honda? Because I tried to insure another classic machine that I had for my son, but the insurance was exorbitant, and Carol Nash at the time told me to get a mid-80s Honda. That was the cheapest to insure. To be fair, it's probably a 1990s Honda now, 10 years later, but anyway, sophisticated little machine for its time. I don't think there's a lot on it that's not either original or new old stock Honda. The plastics are a matching set in the original colour. I find the aftermarket ones are brittle and don't last if it's getting used seriously for trail riding. So the older ones might get a bit scratched up, but they last a lot better. We'll have a walk around the bike. The tank cover, period accessory, covers some not too pretty paintwork on the tank, although there is an original tank under there. We've just put a new chain and sprocket set, rear sprocket and engine sprocket, new chain, and I did the rear wheel bearings while I was at it. That work was preliminary to the MAT, which it's got. So it's a new MOT, about 12 months to go. The back mudguards get cut down. I've extended that back to about original length. Why wouldn't you want a proper mudguard? Indicators, lights, brake lights, everything works. The rubber is pretty good. On off-road tyres, They are on the original DID rims. It's a monoshock. Of course, the exhaust system is original. A lot of those get chucked away. A lot of the battery box components get lost. This one's intact. There's the carburetor you can see, and the air intake to the air filter box. Now again, a lot of those air filters seem to get thrown away, and they don't run right without them. I've hunted down the correct parts for the air filter and intake, and that is all good. As I say, new bottom end to the engine. I haven't had that new number put on the registration document, which is in my name, so when you transfer it, you could complete the new details of the engine. What else? So what's on the clock? 22,200. So as I say, light use. We do have a few other bikes to choose from. The service brush guards, one of the only parts I think that aren't Honda. Notable the drum brakes. It's I don't know if 85 was the last of the drum brakes, but certainly getting there. They have discs after that, and if you don't like messing about with brake fluid like me, drum brakes are preferable. So yeah, there it is. Shall we try and start it up? It hasn't been started for a couple of weeks. It normally takes 2 or 3 kicks. We'll see if there's any fuel. Yeah, good for that. Tank condition, pretty good inside. You can I probably can't see it, but never mind. So fuel on, and the choke is down here. Lift that up. We'll turn on the ignition. Make sure the switch is on run. We don't give it any throttle, and we'll see if it'll start. There we go, second kick. We run up to quite high revs, pretty well. It's not really warmed up yet. Let's see if it will hold the if it will run without the choke. Just so you can see it settle down to this. It's okay, for sale on eBay, MTX. Thank you very much.